Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
Come on, baby! Come on! Come on! They're up 3-1 in the NLCS. They go down 4-0. Bailey Falter can't get out of the first inning. Manny Machado says, "Who's your father? What's he do?" And Citizens Bank Park goes quiet until Rhys Hoskins steps up to the dish and says, "Remember me, fuckers!" And he ends up doing it twice in this game. Bryce Harper is so damn electric at second base, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, so fired up. Bryson Stott is delivering. A young Chase Utley, if you will. Nick Castellanos is going up the middle. It's hitting the bag, and the Phils are keeping it on, just pouring it on. It's outrageous what he does and what this team is doing. Like, he's actually providing a little bit of something. Who would have thought? He actually did something. Who would have thought? This entire run, I'm watching all these videos of the fans going bonkers when the game's already over and it seems like it's 45 minutes, an hour after the game, and the place is still packed, singing at the top of their lungs, and I'm just soaking it in, going, I don't know how we got here. I don't know how you just won when you were down 4-0, when you go down again when Brad Hand was in the game. And I don't think Rob Thompson necessarily managed a good game. Okay? I don't. There were some bits and pieces towards the back end. Yeah, you got there with the lead. I don't know how, but they did. And I thought once they got there, all right, there's enough to work with. But let's be honest, it wasn't very smooth, and they got by with the offense. The offense had Rob Thompson's back today. I would have just went with Noah Syndergaard and say, let's see where this gets us. From there, we can make decisions. But when you take yourself away from that, which it's difficult for me to do, but I'm just saying, when you look at what's available for Game 5 with the usage rate today, Zach Wheeler, Sir Anthony Dominguez, and Jose Alvarado. So, I mean, they went in with a plan, it seems, and because Kyle Schwarber goes to center, JT Realmuto crushes it. Rhys with 2. Because all of that happened, it won't get as nitpicked, but man, oh man, that's what teams do. That's what good teams do, though. They step up when needed. And that's the offense we thought we were going to get all year, right? When we said that they brought in big bats, when we said there's a ton of power on this team, that was it. Did you see how explosive that was? And we actually had someone call into the Anytime hotline yesterday and bring up that Rhys Hoskins need to be benched because of that botched play over at first base yesterday. I said, you can't, because he has the ability, whether you like it or not, whether it pisses you off that he has struggled in the field or not. He has the power to take over a game. He is a difference maker in the length of this lineup with filthy hitters that scares pitchers. When they all start rolling and when they're in a groove and Rhys Hoskins does have a big game, you cannot not miss out on that. You live and die with your power horses, and he's one of them. And damn it, he held you all accountable who wanted him and Kyle Schwarber out of the top part of the lineup. Because that's not historically how the position is played. Yeah? Well, something you're not factoring in at all. When you look at the entire league, not just the NL, the entire league, those two see a ton of pitches. And I want them to get the most at-bats. And here we are. What do you know? 10-6. Crazy. I got to give credit to Brogdon. Look, there's some things that I didn't hate out of the pat. Thought Connor Brogdon, he held his own. He went 2 1/3. Bilotti got in there, going to hand. I know you wanted to look at a lefty-lefty matchup, also with Profar in the mix. Like, there's things to see. But Brad Hand is giving you wonky feelings. Doesn't make you feel good. Can't believe Castellanos doubled. But even with the Soto to hand, this is where it just shows that they weren't going to die tonight. And credit to all you fans who were standing on your feet for what felt like all 9 innings. There wasn't a second somebody sat down. That's how loud it was. Whenever they went down, helped rally the troops. If it was a double and you could just smell blood. Now, I don't know why they went to Minaya. Because at that time, think about it. You go to Minaya, left-handed hitter. Castellanos, Alec Boehm, Bryson Stott, Gene Segura. It's a lot of righties there. And Stott, lefty, gives you what you need. Boehm, a couple tough ABs in this one. First couple of times around the lineup, it's like, ooh, we might need a little, but he made a good defensive play. I'll give him that. Right now, especially because we've seen the ugliness, I got to make sure everything's acknowledged. Every little tiny part of the details of this damn game need to be highlighted. Especially when you're begging your bullpen to get you through. Pretty wild, huh? NLCS Game 4, and we're now in an era of baseball where chucking a shit ton of bullpen pieces out there is what you do to try and go up 3-1 to have your ace on the mound to close it down, even though they also have their guy in Yu Darvish. But, man, I'll tell you what, we all know. We see exactly what's happening here. When Schwarber went down to get that pitch, to club it that far, somebody please explain to me how that's even possible. Someone give me the scientific breakdown. In what world? Man, and watching Bryce lose his mind. Normally, throughout the regular season, when he speaks about what this city means to him and that's like, okay, we know he's playing that card. He means it. I don't think he's just giving us crap. I do think he means it, but it comes off corny. Now when you hear him speak, whether it's in the actual dugout during the game, he's getting an interview, or whether it's, well, I saw Rhys Hoskins, but Bryce Harper gets it, or whether it's him speaking to the media afterwards about what it feels like being out there. It's impacting me more now. I just have to be honest. For whatever that is. For whatever you do with that information. But it's hitting me in the heart. And it's pulling on those strings. You know why this is special? This is so damn special. You got to admire it. We've been deprived of these late Octobers. Although, season getting pushed back, all that stuff. Okay, you get my point though. And they just molded together and became the hottest team at the same exact time. This Padres team coming in, and I know we weren't afraid of Clevenger. There were a lot of things to tell us, even though it's 4-0, don't quit. And how ironic, because we were devastated, rightfully so, after Game 2 in San Diego, thinking that they lost the shots. But what did I say? Okay, that was if you're going to look at it visually, that's Nick Castellanos swinging on a 0-1 pitch that's 7 feet off the plate, but you got one more pitch. Game 3, you set yourself up for one more pitch. Or excuse me, Game 4. It was after you won Game 3. The series is 2-1. Get to your starter. Get to your number 1 starter, that is. It wasn't the smoothest. You dug yourself into a hole, but they were always there. Weird, right? Aaron Nola does it. Gives up a couple solo shots. This time, you have the 2-run. I'm after Kyle Schwarber singles. Kyle Schwarber's a walk. He's a strikeout, or he's a home run guy. He singles to get the party started. Now, I was actually at a wedding for the beginning part of this game. I got to give a shout out to my cousin Taylor. I love you. It was amazing. I was in his wedding. It was so much damn fun, and he is a die-hard Phillies fan. So, I mean, a lot of emotions flowing. We were running up to each other when things were happening. Oh, Manny Machado hit him. Oh, Rhys Hoskins. It was bonkers. And you look around, and there's so many of the guys on their phone. It was, oh, man. But by the time that all happened, you look at the innings, it's like, what's the 3rd inning? In what universe? Because of how much craziness there was in the beginning stages. By the time I got home, I settled in. I I caught the rest of everything. Was so exciting. David Robertson. My wife had the game on the phone the entire ride home, though. You think I was missing one damn pitch? I'm like, babe, what happened? It was strike on the outside part of the plate. Awesome. It was only about a 20-minute ride, so it didn't crush too much time. But I'm like, what was that? What was the slider? Was that a changeup? She's screaming at me like, you're an idiot. Focus on getting us home. I'm like, focus on the strike zone. Was that in or was that out? Oh. It's almost as if I can't even comprehend it. And I think you'd be lying if you didn't say the same. We're singing, we're dancing, we're watching this team become something that we thought that they could be, but didn't show it forever. And I don't think they lose tomorrow. I think they shut this puppy down in 5. The Padres were a team coming in with the same exact electricity. So they thought. I mean, it's cute. It's funny. You wish you did. But theoretically, they were buzzing. They beat the Dodgers. The difference is the Dodgers to them was the Super Bowl. It was the World Series. To us, the Braves didn't even feel that way because of the way this team was playing. It was all about the Phillies. This whole time, it's not about who they're playing, what the other team. It's about the core group and everyone here. They're making it happen. Everything else, the surrounding pieces, other than the fan base, because we are a part of the team at this point, the connection is so strong. But it's irrelevant. Those parts don't matter. It doesn't matter who you're bringing in. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. Manny Machado, Juan Soto, David Robertson versus Bell. What matchup? It's irrelevant. Spencer Strider, Max Fried, Charlie Morton. You know? Tomorrow? You thought today was one of the loudest you've heard in the ballpark? There's so many videos on Twitter right now of people who live in South Philly about a mile away. I'm sure you've seen it because it was trending. But it's people walking outside and you can hear the eruption. You can hear the ball. It's so loud. You get the goosebumps. You get the chills. Like, this is real. We all care so damn much about this, and they're giving us one of the most exciting teams of baseball that we can remember. And as much as we haven't seen from the longevity side of things from this franchise, the 08, 09, 10, that whole thing we got, it's far away, but it's not 93. It's like we have to go to 93 or 80, where it's like an impossible time amount away for a majority of us to remember, with all due respect. And now it's hitting us right in the face. Eflin went an inning. Syndergaard went 1 1/3. Hand, a bit ugly. Falter, definitely ugly. I thought they overthought the beginning stages of the bullpen. When I thought the best, even I got convinced because, not really convinced, I gave Rob Thompson the benefit of the doubt. And to be fair, they won the baseball game. So when it's all said and done, it's not like the biggest X on the resume. Or when you look at the track record of Rob, while I didn't love it, when you win, it makes it a bit easier to swallow. And it gets less intense when discussing it. I would have went with Noah, though. That was my first initial go. Go with Noah. He's your start. And if he can give you 3, good. From there, I think it's easier. Here, it was somewhat just like throwing darts at the wall. My hat's trying to stay on with my bun. My hair's flying all over the place. I'm trying to fix it for whatever it's worth. If you're listening to the audio side of things on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and all your podcasting platforms, which you can definitely leave a 5-star rating and a review, that would be lovely. How's that for a beautiful little transition thrown in there? And now I completely lost my train of thought, and I have no idea what I was saying before, so piss poor job by me, and actually a horrendous job. What was I talking about? The bullpen? Yeah, overthinking the bullpen. I don't know if I necessarily loved it all. Get Noah his thing. Even if he could only give you 2. It would have been better than what Falter got you, which is not even getting out of the first inning. So if it wasn't 3, 4, okay. I was expecting maybe something similar to what the Braves game was, which was 3 innings, maybe 1 earned run, a solo shot thrown in there, but at least establishes something. It puts your foot in the ground, and then you can take your step forward. Throwing everything in a basket, closing your eyes and say, I know what we want towards the end. We want Robertson. We want Eflin. But with whatever's happening through innings 1 through 6, all right, close your eyes, Rob, and pick something out of a hat. Didn't expect it from Brogdon, though. So seriously, major, major props. All right. I am desperate to hear from everybody. I'm desperate. Because I need to share this with everybody else. Here we go.
What did I just watch? I see Bailey Falter start a game in the playoffs. God knows why. Allows 4 runs. I'm like, all right. It's going to be 2-2 at the end of the night. And then Rhys Hoskins cuts it in half. We get another run. A couple innings later, we tie the game. Then we go ahead. And they don't look back. I mean, they gave up the dinger to Soto, put them 6-4. But even when the Padres went up 6-4, we came right back right away. This team has a knack to win. They cannot stand losing in the playoffs. We're what? 7-2 in the playoffs now? And we won more games than both the Dodgers and Mets versus the Padres in the playoffs. This team is electric. We are going to the World Series tomorrow with Zach.
Yeah, hey, I feel the same way with there. I can't believe what Bryce Harper is doing with this team right now. You talk about the demoralizingness, the demoralization, how demoralizing it is whenever the Padres scored a couple runs. Think about it. We've seen this happen with our shoe on that foot. Aaron Nola gets gifted a 4-0 lead and 2 solo shots. It hurts. It's so bad. It really is. It is crushing. It takes a lot to somehow rise from that. So now you see the Phillies do it, and this is where I credit the fans because they overtake it all. And it puts these players in horrible positions where they can't control their emotions because you're a human and there's 47,000 people making you hear it. And it's like, I just don't have it. Here's Rhys Hoskins doing it again. Here's JT Realmuto. Home run after home run. Oh, the Phillies tied it back. Oh, the Padres, no, they don't. It's not. No, they take the lead. Fans are high-fiving. Now, what is your actual overall record in the postseason? It started out in the wild card. They were 2-0. 3-0 against the Braves. 3-1. 4-1. 5-1 after the, if I did that right, 5-1 after the Braves series. 6-1, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2. They are now 8-2 in the playoffs. You know how rare that is? To just not, I mean, I'm sure there's been teams that have been 8-2. Well, actually, with the new wild card, there's difference in how many games you're playing. I'm just bringing up to you, like, you're this deep and you only have 2 losses. You could have added another one in the first round, make it a 3-game series. Maybe the Atlanta game goes 1 more. Maybe this series is 2-2. Making the World Series, having a couple more L's on your resume. I'm just saying, if I was thinking on how this would happen, even though I never would have guessed in a billion years we'd be here. But once you started seeing them feel this, and it's like, whoa, it's brewing. It was, okay, this is how it probably has to go. It'll be tough. But, I mean, to a degree, while there's a lot to assess, the way they're winning games, though, it's like sometimes their presence is so demanding. Their presence is so in control. The scoreboard says what it says. Certain guys may struggle. Errors may happen. But when watching the game on a night-to-night basis, they are the team that's kicking ass. They are the team with the throttle pushed down. They are the team that feels to be controlling the action. And it doesn't matter who to this point. The Cardinals division winner. The Braves division winner. Padres, not the Dodgers. But still a team that deserved to be there based off of how they got there. No one wants to play the Phillies right now. I'm sure if the Astros could choose as they're up 3-0 on the Yankees, I don't know, man. This Phillies team. Now, they're a different type of juggernaut, and we'll talk about them later on. And yeah, I think you kind of understand where my prediction's going. You don't want to play the Phillies. It's about who's the hottest. And this team is scary. It reminds me of how the Braves won the World Series. If I'm being honest, it does remind me.
Bros, brother, it's sweet. It's 3-1 lead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to skip that one just because the phone team's a little bit bad. Let me take another one here.
Let's go Fighters, baby!
I mean, I feel the same exact way. Let's go Fighters, baby! What's next?
Bros, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to run through a fucking wall. I'm ready to run into oncoming traffic. I'm ready to run a goddamn marathon fucking barefoot. What on God's green earth was that game? How do you go down 4-0, boom, in the first, and then come back, and at the end of it, you win 10-6? That game was so good. That game was so amazing, and I'm still, shaking that we're still just one win away from the World Series. The one thing that I'll take away from this is when Rhys was having his first interview, he said something about flushing it whenever you have your bad starts. This is the first time I've actually seen them really don't just say it, but show it. And it happened like that. This team is amazing, and you know what? If we can clinch tomorrow, I don't think we're losing.
Just casually throw that in there at the end. I think that's an excellent point, honestly. How many times throughout professional sports, and I hate to bring up this dude's name because there's no reason for negativity in my life, but with Carson Wentz, I got to be better. I got to go back to the tape. I got to check some things out. I got to be better. I got to work on some things. We'll get back to the tape and check some things out. I'll be better. I got to figure it out. I got to be better. 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 You didn't get better. You didn't get better. You didn't get better. You didn't get better. You suck. You're not good at the sport of football anymore. For every touchdown you have, it seems there's an abysmal play following right up. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. Now, what do we do with the Philadelphia Phillies now? They talk about, I had a bad play. What does Kyle Schwarber talk to us about? Because he's one of the greatest leaders the sport has ever had, and that's why Dave Dombrowski signed him, and I was a very happy man when he did it, and there's just something about the way that he handles business every single day, and it's a beautiful thing to see, and I can't wait to watch him for the rest of his damn contract here because it's amazing. What did Kyle Schwarber say? He said, you flush it. Rhys Hoskins, let's go back to his previous big-time moment in the postseason this year. And somehow he has another. He had two. He had two home runs and two big moments. There's more baseball to be played. I even today got into a debate and barroom conversation. It was actually at the wedding. Don't take it too seriously. But I brought up how I'm not as sold on Alec Boehm. And this means, by the way, he's probably going to have 4 home runs next game because whenever I bring something up like this, he does something to smack me in the face for a couple of games. But then he eventually falls back. But I digress. Like, I'm not really sold on Alec Boehm over at third as everybody else. And then it was brought up, well, if you get an infielder and you move Boehm over to front, I got, no. I would say, in theory, the style of players that they are, I would take Rhys Hoskins over an Alec Boehm on my roster if I was a general manager of Major League Baseball. And this is important to where the Phillies team is right now because it's like, this is why when everyone's like, oh, you got to get him out. Oh, he's brutal. The dude he's like a 30 home run hitter a season. In this game, he might have 3 I'm saying in this era of baseball, he might have 3 pitiful, disgusting, bad playoff games. But because he has the opportunity to swing the bat like this, it's valuable. Alec Boehm, I'm not trying to take shots on anybody. I know he's going to be here, and I don't hate Alec Boehm. I'm just saying. the fact that he has the ability to do it, it's too important. It's too impactful. It's too strong. You need it. Say what you will about it. It's bad. You're right. The defense bad. But are there walking 30 to 35 home runs out there in this league? Now, Scott Boras, John Middleton, luxury tax, there's a lot within that. This is why you don't take guys like this out. Oh, you got to move Schwarber. No, you don't. I want him seeing as many at-bats as possible. He sees a lot of pitches. Therefore, advantage, Philadelphia Phillies. The added insurance. You saw the look on the Padres' faces afterwards. They knew. Damn. Well, that came rather quickly. Damn. I thought we were going to win when we were up 4-0. I was pretty damn surprised because I wasn't feeling the greatest that it happened so quickly. There was a lot of baseball left. A ton to be played. So I wasn't ruling anything out, especially because I've already seen the Phillies blow that lead. But you kind of knew. You knew. But the Juan Soto thing put a damper on it. You went, oh, they used all that energy to fight back. Can they do it again? There's still time. Not as much, but it's still looming. The amount of extended highlights I'm going to be watching before 2:37 tomorrow afternoon is outrageous. It's 1 a.m. on the dot. No way I get sleep tonight. It's 1 a.m. I drank a double caffeinated coffee after the wedding was over. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to put it on replay. Watch a ton of interviews after the game. That's what I do. I can't get enough of it. I need to inject it into my veins.
Can people shut up about taking Rhys out of the game now? Let's go. I know you've touched on this before, bros. These are our ride or die boys, and I love them. I know we got to be better in some spots. I still love them. Let's go, Phils.
Yeah, you ride and die, baby. You ride and die. Now, you criticize. You could throw that in there. You criticize, you analyze, but you ride and die. And that's what Rob does. Rob Thompson took over because Joe Girardi sucked so badly, and this team sucked too. A lot of these players weren't playing their best ball. But also guys like Didi were playing a lot. There were some of these players that were getting more time. Bryson Stott, he gets recalled back up. Alvarado recalled back up. They saw their lineup in there every day and got a bit more comfortable in at-bats. I was waiting for a 16-pitch AB from Stott. We'll end here on Bryson Stott. Bryson Stott hit to left field. I love him. I love watching him play. I love his approach at the plate. There's something about his smoothness, his delivery, his calmness. I think that's what it's, poise. I'm trying to look for this word to perfectly describe it. I know it. He's so poised. This is the NLCS. Oh, tomorrow, 2:37. I'll see you after the game. I expect to be pumped. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys all so much. I love you all. I love you all. You're the best. I'll see you on the next one.